Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is well and staying safe. I'm Izwan, and I will be your moderator for today. Let's start with investment, your first 1K. Joining me today is Fairuz and Razif. Uh, I sure our view would know Fairuz by now and Razif. Maybe we could start off our session with introducing yourself. Let's break the ice first. Fairuz?
All right, hi everyone. So this is Cyrus again. So just now I was the moderator, and now I am coming in as the speaker. so today, so let me introduce myself a bit. So my name is Muhammad Faris Izwan. I am currently the head of youth segment marketing in Maybank, whereby our job is to help promote financial literacy, and our job is also to govern Maybank at campuses all around Malaysia, whereby Maybank at campuses function not just to help the youth for their basic banking needs, but also to help promote financial literacy. And if any student wanted to come by to our Maybank at campuses, they can actually come and ask for financial advices and also a bit on career development items as well. Okay, so that's a bit of my job. All right.
Okay, thank you, Razif. Thank you, Fairuz. Razif?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. Selamat petang. Okay, and I hope everyone is staying safe. And okay, so I'm Razif. I'm with Maybank. Okay, together with Fairuz with the youth segment marketing. And from what Fairuz said earlier, I mean we help the youth in terms of their financial literacy and also on how they want to go about life. So that's why we have this topic here today. You invest with your first 1K. And with me, I'm not that, I can say that I'm a mature millennial, okay? And thank you to Fairuz and also Izwan for inviting me today. And I think we can start off now for our session.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for introduction, guys. So now that we're familiar with the speaker, let's take a look on the screen. Okay, actually before this talk show, we actually blasted a survey to our participants stating that what they would do if they had 1 million ringgit. So as you can see from the screen, we know that they are leaning toward investment. Fairuz and Razif, what are your view on this?
Yeah, maybe I can start first.
Sure.
So about 1 million ringgit. Okay, I saw this survey and it is from the result, it was very much interesting. I can see that most of the youth are very much interested in investment when they had 1 million. Honestly, if you ask me as well, if I had 1 million ringgit, I would pour into investment first. After kalau dah invest in the investment, probably then the dividend only I will spend. I will keep the 1 million there and then keep rolling it, and probably some percentage of the dividend baru I can do something lah. Maybe charity, maybe donation ke, maybe nak spend to myself. But I can see there's a lot of the student or the youth as well is using the money for savings and also for family, which is something really nice. But I agree with the youth, which is a lot of the money to be put inside investment so that you can grow your wealth a lot better lah.
I see. So Razif, what your thought about this?
Yeah, okay. So actually, I just saw this survey that you guys did, right? And actually the finding is quite interesting, and also actually I'm surprised because if you were to tell me that I have 1 million ringgit, I would like to travel the world. That's what I had in mind lah. Because if I'm a youth and I'm a student, I wanted to explore the world, right? So, but then it's really surprising that most of them the majority of them wanted to do the investment, and actually the next to it is actually the loan settlement. So we know, okay, maybe majority of our audience dah ada hutang lah in a way, right? So it's good to know, and it's good also to settle your debt first before you do your investment. And also from here, like Fairuz also mentioned, they also set aside for savings, also for family. That is true also. And let's see lah. What, because I think that's why we have this topic here, and yeah, it really surprised me.
So our youth is really have a really good thought about investment. So I'm
Yeah.
sure by now, all of you guys are aware that we will giving the prizes of our talk show. So we are be giving a free a car dash cam and one worth 1 year PA to our one lucky participant. If you want to win, just make sure you stay tuned on this talk show. We'll inform you that on the end of our session. So without further ado, let's start with this talk show. Okay, so moving on. Investing is one of those things that we have to do, but probably get confused with in the beginning. In reality, investment is all about finding the right fit between the personality and your investment vehicle. And Fairuz, I know you very famous on social media. So as a person who is influenced in investment, what should you suggest first time investor to do first before they venture in any of investment?
All right. Thank you for supporting my social media. I just started the whole social media thing in MCO to promote financial literacy for the youth. So coming to your first question, I just started my investment journey a couple of years back. I'm currently 29 years old. I just started my whole investment journey for roughly 4 years. And I can say, honestly, some of the preparation that are needed in order to prepare yourself better for your investment, there are a couple of things I would like to suggest. Number one is always do your own self-assessment.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty important factor. I've realized throughout my journey and throughout my engagement with the youth, I realized that a lot of the youth, they are very eager to find money, which is nothing wrong, which is a very noble intention. However, that intention sometimes can turn into greed. So that's where you have to be careful. That's where you have to do your own self-assessment. So self-assessment means that you know what's your debt, you know what's your cash flow, what's your expenses like. Okay? So when you are starting your investment journey, you do not want to use the money that you will probably be using. Okay? So you will want to invest the money that you have as an extra. So that extra money, only then you can invest if you have the extra money. You don't use the money that is part of your needs. All right, so that's one. Number two, I would suggest for any youth before they start out with their investment journey is to have an emergency fund. So that's very important. So this preparation that I mentioned is just to ensure that you are protected. So it's as simple as that. A lot of people, especially during MCO, a lot of people venture into stock market, which is a very, very good thing. A lot of people wanted to start investing. However, they don't protect themselves. So that's an issue. When they lost their job, they lost their investment because of COVID, all the markets turned red. Because of that, they lost almost all of their money. And without a job and without any emergency funds, it really, really hit them really, really bad. So my second opinion and suggestion is that to have an emergency funds. And then the rest is pretty simple. Once you already know your own self-assessment, you already have the extra money, you already know your own cash flow, you already have emergency funds. Then next, you would probably need to know about your own risk profile. So risk profile ni maksud dia, setiap orang have their own way of investing. Maksud dia, like myself, I am the type that I don't really like to invest in the risky market. For example, like the stock market, I don't enjoy that riskiness. But I enjoy investing in things like, for example, ESP, tabung haji, in robo-advisors, so that kind of stuff. So I prefer something more moderately conservative. So you need to know your own risk profile. If you are a very aggressive person, then your risk profile might be a lot higher. If you are a lot higher, it means that you are willing to take more risk. So you have to know all of this stuff. And last but not least, from my suggestion and opinion is that you need to have your own goal, your own target. Why are you investing this money for? Sebab if you are putting your money and increasing it and growing it, but you don't know what you're using it for, then I don't think you serve a purpose. For example, like, you save or you invest untuk dapatkan duit kahwin, you save and invest, or probably, you wanted to buy that house. So what's your goal? So find your goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a bit 2 cents from my side lah.
Gold is very important in investment.
Correct.
Okay, I'm sure you guys dah go through the journey of investment. Okay, before you both started with your investment journey, what did you do to prepare yourself? So maybe we could start with Razif first.
Okay. Thank you, Izwan. So for me, because I first joined, my first job, Maybank is my first job, and I first joined Maybank in 2011. And by chance, I came across, I came across because when you were at the branch, you join the bank, and then you make friends, and then by chance I happened to be friends with stock market dealer. Okay, so my exposure during my first job, so because of that, I tend to different school of thoughts with virus. I tend to enter the stock market, without any knowledge. But by chance, again, I mentioned here, I make a lot of profit from it. Okay, I mean, if 50% is a lot to you, so it depends on you, right? I mean, for the ROI. So by chance, and before I'm doing any of that, I don't do any, they just do some research, because those days you don't have this kind of robo advisors, to tell you, or the news, right? In the Google, it's not extensive as current situation. So I must say, and also because of that, I also face, losses in the stock market, and also any other equities or from gold itself. Okay, because of you based on hearsay. So for me, okay, come to the point that actually you have to invest in yourself first. Okay, you have to prepare in terms of knowledge, and then you create your investment plan and you want to go about. Thank you, Izwan. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like Razif said, everyone have their own journey. Razif have a very different journey, while mine also have a very different journey. And one of my journey that I did when I first starting out my investment journey is that just like you mentioned, I actually did a lot of research as well. However, I did not start my personal finance journey from just just go to the stock market macam Razif kan. So what I did was that I'm not really keen into investing at that point of time. What I was keen into is that I wanted to make my own business. But then while exploring, I realized that there's another way for me to do this. There's another way to get passive income, which is investment at that point in time. So I go to a bookstore. I actually encountered quite a famous book which is Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I actually read out the book. It's a very famous and cliche book. A lot of people like it. There's some that don't like it. It depends how you look at it. I look at it very positively, whereby I enjoyed reading the book, and I realized there are a couple of ways to have your own passive income. So for me, how I started is via learning, which is via Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then after that, I started exploring other stuff, which is I started finding this financial bloggers, this financial influencer in social media. So, but then I had to be careful because while following them, I realized some of them started selling out courses lah. So I'm not really interested in that one. So because I know some courses I could find it free. I don't really need to pay just to get the information. So, but that's just my own personal point of view lah. So I started out with a couple of following financial influencer. I follow some of their learning, some of their teachings, which is very, very interesting. So that's how I started lah.
Fairuz, from your investment journey, what are the most important criteria that before you invest, you must take a look on that?
Important criteria. There are quite a number of important things that you should look, but I think the most important thing that you should look at is actually your debt. So you remember when I was saying earlier in the beginning, when you wanted to do your own investment, you need to have a look at yourself first, your own cash flow, your own expenses, your own debt. But the most important criteria for me is debt. you need to know how much are you currently paying and whether or not investment can be part of your lifestyle, because you do not want to hurt yourself while investing, but at the same time you're still paying debt. So sometimes, people, they tend to they tend to follow their human nature, whereby they tend to be greedy a bit. But when they lost all their money, but they forgotten they also have that debt as their responsibility. So my point of view is very simple. You need to list your debt. You need to find good debt and bad debt. Define that good debt and then define that bad debt. And then always ensure that you can pay off your bad debt as fast as possible before you start your investing journey. Okay, while your good debt, ensure that you can still service your good debt while starting up with your investment journey. So it's as simple as that.
Okay, right. So from my view, nowadays there's a lot of financial guru out there. So what we should do to justify which investment vehicle that legit or not?
Legit or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're asking me. Okay. Whether an investment vehicle legit or not, I think Razif might have a lot of view on investment scams outside there. But maybe let me give a bit of my 2 cents, and then maybe Razif can chip in as well. So in terms of financial gurus, this is my point of view. Number one, whenever I see any financial guru, those that always promote their lifestyle, always promote how rich they are, and then always promote it. And usually these people, I'm not being cliche, this is just my own 2 cents. When these people promoted their lifestyle, they're driving Lamborghini lah, Ferrari lah, I don't know, in Malaysia, Mustang lah, and then they started showing how they earn money, and then it's always Forex. It's like never on business, it's always on Forex. So it looks pretty much like a scam to me. So it's not that these people are not legit. I guess they are making money via Forex. It's just that what the youth have to realize that Forex is a very risky market. You don't expect to get a lot of money, just based on a couple of times you're learning it. So it takes a while for you to really learn the market, to really learn how to invest. So that's one. If we talk about financial gurus lah. Number two is that I realized that whether or not they are legit, these financial gurus. So when I was younger, I actually entered quite a few of these classes lah. And I realized a lot of the financial gurus, they are not making money via their investment, but they are making money via these classes, which is honestly speaking, I don't really enjoy, because if you really wanted to be called an influencer, a financial guru, you would have, I would say, your own expertise, and you would share the knowledge with everyone. Tapi kalau macam you masuk kelas, lepas tu dah lah masuk kelas. I remember once whereby I masuk this class, this saham, and then this group of people telling me, oh, now you already learned the basics, you need to pay another premium in order to continue your class. I was like, yeah, so I have to enter another class. I was like, I thought it's just one class. And then it's not just enough, the other class, and then they offer you, if you opt in with another upgrade, we will include you in our signal group. And I was like, oh my God. So that sounded like, I don't believe that it's a scam, but I believe it's a technique to manipulate people's insecurity towards money. So that's just my own 2 cents again. So probably I would say some people might benefit from them, but they are not making money from their investment. They are making money from their classes. So that's all what
I agree with you. Most of the financial guru out there just showing their income and also their just profit. Never display their loss.
So that's just one annoying side lah. Honestly, some of them might be legit. Is that it would be nice if they show their losses as well. Maybe Razif have another view on this lah, whether they're legit or not.
Yeah. I mean, because actually there's 2 sides of question there. When you ask first, is the financial guru? I mean, nowadays everyone can be a financial guru or anything, right? Because it's the age of the internet. So for me, right? I mean, because every time you want to manage your finances or your investment, you have to remember that it is your money. That is your cash, and when you want to simply give away or invest that money, you must there must be a value in return, right? So before you follow any financial guru or any investment that you want to make, okay, please do some due diligence, do some research,
Yep.
and before investing, because like Faris mentioned earlier, right? I mean, because he joined the classes and whatnot. I know that there's some of them, really making money out of investments and also out of, they also gain some from the classes, but then that is why you have to do your own research as well and not simply, follow this buy signal thing or, oh, gold is coming up, this vaccine here, there, so you just simply swim there, right? So please do your own due diligence and how to know whether they're legit or not for the investment vehicle. Because actually earlier we also have, some of the youth ask whether this kind of investment, is it okay or is it a scam or is it a money game? So just have a simple principle to live by. This is for myself. Nowadays, or I think now, right, there's no such thing as free lunch. Okay, and for you to invest and then you get double your money, that kind of investment. If you know that it's too good to be true, then you don't go for it. Okay, if you think that it's too good to be true, please don't go for it. So that's my principle.
So
there's
do
no
our
such thing
research
as free
first.
lunch. Yes.
Yeah, if it's too good to be true, then it is not true.
Okay. This question for Razif. Okay. Moving on. Investment is usually categorized as a low, medium, and high risk. Okay.
Yep.
Can you tell us some of the example of low risk investment?
Okay. Yes. From myself, right? I like to categorize investment in terms of short term, medium term, and long term. Okay. So that's what we. In the talk show, we still. In the previous talk show also, they have been emphasizing on the goal, right? So what is your goal that you want to gain from your investment or from your money, your hard-earned money, right? Okay, so for me, in Malaysia, right? First of all, I must say you have Amanah Saham Bumi Putra, right? And second of all, you have Tabung Haji, and also you have the gold in commodities, right? So that is more like a more secure and a less risky kind of way. But and then in the medium and also the high risk one, like I said, there's no such thing as free lunch. So normally, if you have high risk, then it will involve higher return. And if you go for low risk, you get lower return. So let's live by that principle. And then, like I said, please fully utilize your own benefit first. For instance, like you have AAB, you can invest in there in up to 200,000. You can also take a AAB financing. So for me, my personal opinion, that's where I started to grow my capital in my investment journey. So for others, for non-Bumi, actually you can start in unit trust fund because like AAB, we also have Amanah Saham National Berhad, they have also any other trust fund. So you can also start put your money there, or you can opt for gold investment account.
I see. You touched about Tabung Haji. So from my understanding, Tabung Haji is used by Muslim to save for Haji. So how can Tabung Haji account be form of the investment too?
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I can answer that question.
Yeah.
So Tabung Haji is not just an account whereby you put your money and then you expect to be going to Hajj or pilgrimage. So Tabung Haji, of course, is being designed to help the Muslim to afford and to go for their pilgrimage, Umrah, and also their Hajj. Very true. However, Tabung Haji also is an investment vehicle. Okay, just for you to know, Tabung Haji is another low-risk investment that's available in Malaysia, whereby it's very easy. You just go to Tabung Haji branch, open the account, and then you can start transferring, monthly, however you want it. And if you're using Maybank, it's a lot easier. You can just link up your Tabung Haji and Maybank, so you can see the baki every day. So tabung haji again is an investment fund whereby they take your money, the one that you already put inside the account, and then they invest for you. And then all the profits that they're getting from the investment, diorang akan disburse back to you via, there's something called dividend. So you will get that every year if they're announcing that they're giving lah. So this is another way for tabung haji to help the I would say the pilgrimage, the Muslims to afford for their Hajj and for their pilgrimage, because nowadays Hajj is quite expensive already. So that's another way for tabung haji to help their people lah. So tabung haji is, like I say, aside from they are quite a low risk investment, they are also been giving out quite a good amount of dividend. I think last year their amount has been a bit better than fixed deposit. So alhamdulillah. So maybe again, like Razif said, you can make your own research, make your own due diligence. So if you are a Muslim, a Malay Muslim, so it's very easy. Number one is fill up your ASB first, then you can do your tabung haji, and then you can explore the rest of other type of investment as well lah.
So I just want to add to that. I mean, Fairuz, yes, because earlier I said ASB and also tabung haji. But then now, because I don't know whether everyone knows, okay, for Muslim, actually for you to register for Hajj, it's only 1,300 ringgit balance in your account. And also, I think there's some mechanics, you can also put some money from your EPF to your tabung haji in order for you to be eligible to register for Hajj. And the queue is very long for the time being, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, okay, just maybe we can just double check, but then, for me, I always put, because now the muassasah for tabung haji is 10,500 if I'm not mistaken. So, you can get full dividend out of this 10,500. So if your money in there is more than that, so actually by all means you can start to explore in other investment, right? I mean, you can also put more than that, there's no problem, but you can also start diversifying your investment. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about invest ASB as Amanah Saham Bumi Putra ASB Premier? So we're talking about use, right? So why should you think that use to invest in this form of investment?
Is it me? Okay. Why? Okay. So Izwan, thank you. I mean, this is a very good question. I mean, you mean ASB? I mean, is the unit trust fund, right? So, because the entry barrier, the entry level is really low, okay, for you to, because what Amanah Saham Bumi Putra or ASM group of companies, right, when they are fund, actually you can also check, you can, when you open the ASB account or any other ASMB, you can check their prospectus. Okay, actually you can start learn from there. You can see, because actually they are putting in the money, they invest the money for you, because they act as a trust fund, right? So they invest money for you, and in businesses, okay, and from the dividends or from the profit sharing, they will give it to you back. Okay, so because the best part about ASB is actually the value, because every one unit is always RM1. Okay, compared to other unit trusts,
Fixed price.
Yeah, it's a fixed price. So compared to other unit trusts, right? It fluctuates. That's why we call variable price unit trust. So you have to do this dollar cost averaging. You keep on buying, so that kind of mechanics for your investment. So there's one, and then because I mean, it supports the economy. I mean, in terms of ASB's fund, they have bigger fund and they tend to get bigger dividends, right? So that's from me. So anything to add, Fairuz?
No, I think I completely agree about ASB. Even I myself am using ASB as well to grow my capital as well. So I think ASB is something that's very useful for the Bumi Putra to explore first before trying out other investment. Yeah.
Okay, Fairuz. As I mentioned before, investment we can we can categorize by high risk, medium risk, and also low risk. What do you think about moderate risk, and how do you suggest for you to start invest?
Okay, moderate risk investment. There are a couple of moderate risk investment that are available in Malaysia. However, when we say about low risk, high risk, moderate risk, of course, it depends on well, everyone's view. Some people might view as gold might be high risk nowadays, but it depends on the market view, the market sentiment as well. So for me personally, I feel that some of the moderately risk investment that's available in Malaysia, number one would be Amanah Saham, Bumi Putra, financing. Yeah, for me, financing, ASB financing, I put it in a moderate level, moderately risk, is because it's different than ASB saving. Whereby ASB saving, you just take your money monthly and just put inside the account. However, financing, you have to take up loans, you have to service that loan, you have the risk of financing itself. And then secondly, I would always suggest unit trust is another form of a moderately risk investment. Unit trust has been giving quite a good return as of here. So you can Google just Google search, just you can find any unit trust that's available. And then last but not least, personally for me, I would rank gold investment also as something moderately risk, especially during this time. So gold is widely known as a safe haven, means that if anything happens to the economy, to the stock market, people would usually take out their money and then they would dump it into gold. And then usually, like you can see right now, what happened during MCO, during COVID-19. So because of the economy turns sour, the market sentiment turns bad, people start taking out their money from the stocks, all the stock market in the world turns red. But gold is going up and up and up. So that's why they are really called a safe haven. So that's another form of investment that I think the youth could actually try and explore as well.
For SBF, do you think still relevant in this, our economy right now is not going really well. So do you think SBF is really relevant right now?
ASBF, do you want to take this, Razif?
Yeah, we make ASB financing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So so myself, I also take ASB financing when I started working. I diversify my investment, and because actually for you, when you earn, right, when you started working, you should have this budgeting on how much to spend, how much to save, and how much to invest. Okay, so for me, ASB financing, actually, that's the first tool that I'm exposed of. Okay, for ASB financing, and I started applying for ASB financing, if I'm not mistaken, when I was 18 years old. Right, and for me, okay, the return, I was 18 years old. Until now, the return is much higher than the interest or profit that the bank is taking from me. So for me, as long as your interest rates and also dividend, the dividend is higher than your interest rate, the investment for ASB is still relevant for me. So you still can earn from that, and you are on the more benefit side, compared to on the losing side for ASB financing.
Okay, I see. Okay, let's dive into high risk investment. I know you guys memang dah selalu high risk investment ni kita familiar dengan share market lah. Okay, I know you guys memang familiar dengan share market. Other than that, any other platform yang under high risk investment?
Okay, first I must say, okay, because this is what happened because of MCO. We have this moratorium, and also we have this, you don't have to pay for your loan for 6 months like earlier, right? And then now we're starting to see the effect on the economy. So for me, okay, for high risk investment, that's why you should do your own due diligence first, so that you do your risk assessment. And so this kind of investment, whether it's high risk or high return, right? So, or whether it's low risk. So actually, if you don't know about anything that you are investing in, okay, for instance, let's say you put in unit trust, right? If you don't know about what you are invest your hard-earned money in, it's always the high risk.
Yeah. I agree.
Invest is knowledge first lah.
Yes, so that is why you should know what you are investing first. So then you know the value, right? You know how they earn money. That kind of not to that the deepest level of detail, but then at least you know how they generate money or income, right?